Alright, what's going on, guys? I just want to make a quick announcement before we get into this video here. I just wanted to let you guys know that I got some stickers made for my YouTube channel. Hope you guys can see that pretty well. I mostly just got these for my own use and to give out to my friends and stuff, but if you guys would be interested in getting them, let me know in the comments. I got about 20 of them made. If I get a really good response and you guys want more, I would be willing to get more made. So just let me know if you guys want one in the comments, and I'm sure I could get you guys one. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Alright, what's up, guys? I'm sorry this video is taking a little while to get around to making. I don't know, I just got really busy with life this week. I've been helping the girlfriend move and stuff like that. Had work and some rain and stuff, so it's been kind of hard to get out and ride and actually make this video for you guys. But this video will be stemming off of my 100 subscriber Q&A special, which if you haven't seen that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you the link at the top of the screen here. But I got a question from Sidsi, and he says, what has your experience with riding been like, and do I have any advice for a beginning rider? And that's a really awesome question. I have a lot that I want to talk about with that, and I didn't want to take up a lot of time in my actual Q&A video, so I told him that I was going to make an entire separate video answering that question, so that is what I'm bringing you today. So let's jump right into it. My experience with riding has honestly been amazing. I am very happy that I made the decision to get into riding. Riding honestly is an experience that is unlike anything else. You know, if you've only ever been driving cars, you will never know what it's like to ride a motorcycle until you actually get on one. You know, I'm sure anybody's ever rode a bicycle, but as soon as you actually hit some decent speed on a motorcycle, I'm not even talking like 100 miles an hour, I'm talking just 35 miles an hour, it's unreal. It is an amazing experience because, you know, if you're driving a car, you have a dashboard in front of you, you have doors right beside you, you're looking through these tiny, sad little windows. But on a motorcycle, the ground is right there. You have nothing around you, you're just out in the open, you have the wind hitting you, and you just feel super free. It's an amazing experience. But oddly enough, my favorite part of riding isn't even actually riding the motorcycle itself. My favorite thing about riding motorcycles is what comes because of riding. I'm talking about the people you meet, the friends that you make, the memories that you make, all of that. You know, people talk about the motorcycle brotherhood, and you know how we're all brothers on two wheels, and it is honestly true. I can't tell you how many of my friends I have because of motorcycles. I never would have met these people if I never rode. And it's amazing how many of these people you just meet in traffic. You know, that's something that you would never experience in a car. Like if you're driving and some dude pulls up next to you in a Chevy Malibu and he's like, hey dude, where you going? You'd be like, I just got off work, I'm going home. And if he was like, oh cool, you want to like drive around with me for a while? You'd be like, no you fucking creep, get away from me, you're weird. But if I'm riding and some dude were to pull up to me right now on a motorcycle and he was like, hey man, where you going? And if I was like, yeah, I just got off work, I'm headed home, and he was like, oh cool, you want to ride around for a while? I'd be like, fuck yeah dude, let's do it. That would never happen in the car community, even within like the actual car enthusiast community, like, you know, people with nice cars and stuff. That would never happen because there's too much rivalry. Everybody wants to be the best, everybody thinks their shit's better than the other person's. You know, all the domestic guys hate the import guys, and even within the domestic car community there's too much rivalry. It's always Chevy's better than Ford, or Ford's better than Chevy, or Dodge is a bunch of boats. You know, it's stuff like that. And so you never get that out of the actual car community. So to answer the question, overall my motorcycle experience has been really awesome, but it's not all rainbows and glitter all the time. There is definitely some drawbacks and some bad sides to motorcycles. For example, it's dangerous. Everybody talks about that. You know, you always hear, oh dude, motorcycles are dangerous, they're really dangerous, you're gonna die on them. And you know, that is true. You know, look back at some of my videos. I've even included clips in some of my videos of people pulling out in front of me or merging in front of me. Noticing about, but to go with that thing of, accidents happen, the hardest part of riding motorcycles is having your riding friends die in one. Within the last year and a half, I've had 4 of my friends pass away in motorcycle accidents, 2 of them happening within a month of each other. And it's hard. You can never prepare yourself for it. One of them was one of the safest riders that I know. And then the other guy, he liked speed, he liked to ride fast, he liked to do wheelies. So as much as I hate to say it, it wasn't really surprising when it happened. But still, it's something that should never happen. And it's something that you can never really prepare yourself for. But so, yeah, motorcycles are dangerous. However, I'm going to give you some piece of advice to eliminate some of that danger. So, let's get into the advice. So, my first piece of advice is take the MSF course. If you don't know what the MSF course is, it's the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course. They have a beginning rider class where if you were to get onto a motorcycle right now and you would have no clue what to do, they teach you how to ride. They teach you, the throttle, the brakes, the clutch, maneuvering, shifting, accident avoidance, stuff like that. And then they teach you risks to look out for. For example, I see this guy in this truck in the left turn lane. I have the assumption that he doesn't see me and he's going to turn out in front of me. So, I'm going to be prepared. I'm keeping my eye on him to watch to make sure that he isn't going to turn. And I'm prepared to brake and swerve. It's things like that you don't necessarily think of. So they teach you dangers to look out for and what to do if you face those dangers. I did make another video where I talked more about the MSF course. I'm going to leave the link to that at the top of the screen here, and I'm also going to leave the link in the description because I feel like that's a really good video, and I want you guys to take a look at that if you are interested in the MSF course. So my second piece of advice is wear all the gear that you possibly can. I am very notorious in all my videos. I pretty much always wear my leather Alpine Stars racing jacket, my leather Alpine Stars gloves, and my helmet. I know there are some places that don't have helmet laws, and so you see guys on Harleys with no helmet, board shorts, and a tank top. I think it's stupid, because if you hit the ground, you have nothing to protect you. You always hear people say dress for the slide, not the ride, and there's a lot of truth to that. I would much rather be slightly warm for half an hour than have to deal with road rash and broken bones. Just wear as much gear as you possibly can. I know gear is expensive, however, it's expensive for a reason because there's a lot of research and design and development that goes into the gear to make sure that you're going to stay safe. So, at the minimum, wear long pants, closed-toed shoes that have good support to them, some sort of long sleeves, and gloves and a helmet. That is what I recommend at the minimum. Like I said, I always wear this leather jacket. If I don't, I always have some sort of a jacket on. So wear as much gear as you possibly can. My third piece of advice is don't give in to peer pressure. There's a lot of peer pressure when it comes to motorcycles, whether that's the type of motorcycle that you are going to buy. If you're a beginning rider, I recommend some sort of a beginner bike. I rode a CBR-300 for about 2 years, and I have no regrets. Trust me, I got a lot of shit for it. I had a lot of people tell me, oh, you pussy, you should start on a 650 or a 600. You should start on a 750. You should start on a leader bike. I started on an R1, and I was perfectly fine. However, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't start out on a bike that you wouldn't feel comfortable with as a beginner. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of people telling you that the type of bike that you're wanting to buy is stupid and you should get something faster. And another form of peer pressure comes from when you're riding with other people. As I said in the beginning of the video, you're going to meet a lot of people and they're going to become your riding buddies. And you're going to have if you're riding in a group, you're going to have people doing wheelies. They're going to be 12 o'clock in their CBR 1000. And you're going to have people lane splitting and riding fast. And if you're riding safe, you're going to feel that pressure to ride like they are. You're going to feel that pressure to keep up with them. You're going to feel the pressure to be doing stupid stuff. But don't give in to that pressure. Because that's when bad things happen. I know a guy named Carl. He has an R3. And he was riding with the group. He'd only been riding for about a month. And he was riding with a group and they started lane splitting and getting ahead of him. Well, he tried to lane split and he ended up sideswiping a car and laying his bike down at about 65 miles an hour. Fortunately, he was okay, but that's the kind of peer pressure that I'm talking about. He felt that pressure to keep up with them and to go fast, and it came back and it bit him in the ass. And, obviously I don't want that happening to any of you guys, so it's very easy to give into that peer pressure. I even feel that sometimes. There's a lot of times I can easily tell a difference between how I ride alone versus with other people. And it's definitely easy to give into that pressure. So do your best to stay above that and always ride safe. So then my last piece of advice is constantly be doing research. Research different types of bikes. If you're looking at getting a bike, research different kinds, read reviews on them, watch reviews on them. I made a review video on my CBR-300 and I know that's helped a lot of people. I constantly get comments on that video, from the day I made that video up until now, where people are like, hey man, I was looking at getting a bike, this video definitely helped me make my choice. I am gonna get a CBR-300. So, research different types of bike, research different types of gear, research gloves, research jackets, research helmets, read up reviews on them. And then also research people's crash stories. That's a really big one too. You constantly see, stories on Facebook and Instagram where people talk about how they crashed their motorcycle and why the crash happened. You see ones on YouTube all the time. There was one that really helped me. There was a video of a guy that was riding on like a 2-lane highway and he was going around a curve. Well, the thing that a lot of people don't know on motorcycles is that if I want my bike to turn right, I'm going to push my handlebar to the left and it's going to cause the bike to tip the opposite way. Well, this guy didn't realize that when he was trying to make that curve, and he ended up kind of losing control of the bike and smacked head on into a truck. And somebody kind of analyzed that video and was talking about that and explained that's why the guy crashed. And I was like, oh, that's like really good advice. That's a good thing that I should be practicing. So when I was riding, like to work and stuff, I would practice swerving. Like I'd see a rock in the road and I would swerve one way to avoid it. So research people's crash stories. Constantly be trying to expand your knowledge, and that's definitely going to help you in the long run. So if you really take a lot of what I said into consideration, that's definitely going to help you as you're getting into riding. That's definitely going to help keep you safe. I attribute a lot of that to the reason why I have never crashed a bike. I've never laid down a bike. I've never even dropped a bike. None of my bikes have hit the pavement while I have owned them. But thanks for checking out my video. I hope that all of this advice helps you guys get into riding and helps you guys be safe. As always, thanks for checking out my video. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe while you're at it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.